Hello, YouTubers. It is Fitz, aka Dr. Brooks, and today I actually have one of my best friends from dental school, Shahad. I'm going to have her introduce herself and give a fun fact.
Hey guys, my name is Shahad. I'm a third year dental student. A fun fact about myself is that I was born in Germany.
All right, so the way how today's episode is going to work is that you guys are going to have a perspective from another dental student who actually went to the same school as I did, or she goes to the same school that I went to.
Okay, Dr.
Um,
Brooks.
so y'all could get a different perspective. So before we even dive into anything dental school, we're going to go ahead and touch a little bit on undergrad. So the first question I have for you pertaining to undergrad is, what are three of the most important things you think a pre-dent should consider while in undergrad?
That's a good question. I think three of the important things you guys should consider is pursue a major you're actually passionate about. It doesn't have to be a science major. You know, I did biology and I just felt like I needed to do it just to get into dental school. But we had a lot of people in my class that are from all over, different majors, art, music, philosophy, all these different things. Just make sure you fulfill those requirements that you need to get into dental school. Another thing is get involved, but your involvement doesn't have to just be limited to dental school. You know, be involved in something, like I said, again, you're passionate about. You know, I was involved in like Habitat for Humanity and a bunch of other different extracurriculars that I was just felt like that it was something that I really enjoyed doing. Because it's so like, or they like to look at things that are more well-rounded. You know, like, yes, we know you're focused on your dentistry, but what else are you, like, who else are you as a person? I think that's really important. And just get connected, you know, be involved with your pre-dental society organizations. Those are very helpful. If your school offers one, obviously. So I think just like having a nice like core knit group of students that are all going towards the same goal is really important. And I was fortunate enough to have that in my undergrad.
Were those three most important things?
Yeah, I said major, involvement, and a tight knit group.
Okay, good. All right, so second question. Obviously, she's in dental school right now, but what is one thing that you wish you would have done as an undergrad?
I think it kind of touches base with what I just was just saying. I think I wish I would have pursued a major I actually really loved. That would have been, I think, awesome and made my undergrad experience not as stressful.
Do you have any tips you have for pre-dents currently applying or will be applying for dental school?
That's a great question as well. I think, like I said, getting involved with your pre-dental organizations is a good step or foot in the door. If your campus does not offer that, start looking at things online. There's a lot of summer programs. Did one that was called the Summer Medical and Dental Education Program. Now I think it's known as SHPEP, Summer Health Professionals Education Program. I think that's a great like 6-week program where you get exposed to not only dental but medicine. So if you're on the fence, it's a great one to get you kind of like make sure that that's something you want to do. Go out there and shadow dentists. I think general dentist is the best one to look at. Your specialists are nice, and a lot of people go in thinking they want to do ortho, things like that. But looking at a general dentist gives you a feel of actually what like you'll be doing for 4 years in dental school because they're training you to be a general dentist. So yeah, there's a lot of just after school or like summer programs that are things that are really important for you to like build up your application. ADIA has a fair that goes on once a year, like that gets you to know what's it called, admissions officers, things like that. If your school actually has a dental school or your undergrad has a dental school, by all means go in there, shadow, make your face known. That's a great way to get started as well.
I agree. All right, now let's go ahead and fast track to dental school. The first question is, I want you to describe each year of dental school with only one word.
Oh, God.
Go.
Okay, first year I think would be excitement. You know, you're new, you don't know what to expect. Like all doors are like open, you're like ready to go. Second year, I think uphill battle is the best words for that. I'm sorry to break your rule, but I think you know you made it through first year, but you still know you have a long road ahead. You're trying to get to your board exam, part one, at least in our school. So you're just like trying to muster up all the courage to get through. Third year is like the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you're like rainbows, unicorns, love and life. You made it to clinic. You know, everything's coming together. It's great. In fourth year, I'll get back to you on that one.
Still to be determined.
Like,
Hardest class first year.
oh wow. The hardest class first year I would say would be gross anatomy, just because in our school we're actually in a cadaver lab. So it's not so much hard, but it's just like it's a lot of information thrown at you and a lot of time that goes into it. So
I feel like the hardest one for me was developmental biology.
that one that I got my worst
Yeah.
grades in that one for sure. But I just felt gross anatomy took a lot more energy and
And
effort
time.
behind it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Second year, hardest class.
Second year hardest class I think was pros for me at least. So prosthodontics more so. It's just a different like you're taught to do smaller things, and then with
So you think pros was harder than pharmacology?
yeah, I'm more of a memorizer.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I wasn't that bad for me, but I think pros in a sense of like it's just different. You're cutting up all this tooth structure as opposed to like small things. So
For if you really don't know what pros is, it's pretty much just think about like crown bridges, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I think it just kind of depends on like the person. For me, like sitting down and studying came easier than sitting in sim lab. So I just had to put in more my effort in other places that I felt needed more. So
And also to put things into perspective, at our school we started what we call what is called operative dentistry. That's pretty much doing like drilling and fillings. Which for us they kind of like had stuff a little bit more confined.
conservative.
Yeah, conservative within like little millimeters and such. And then you go to process and just like, all right, let's just cut this tooth down to something tiny. So
it's like a big shift in my mind. So it was kind of a little harder for me to adjust to that. And speaking of like just like adjusting, I know I'm going a little off, but when you get into dental school, the big difference I think from dental school and undergrad is in dental school, you have your didactic classes, which is like your book work, and then you have actually your clinical like sim lab classes. So you have to like learn how to like time manage really well of how to just set aside time for studying as well as setting aside time to go work in sim lab. So it's like double the time management, I think.
And third year, I don't think we really had any hard classes other than probably like implants
Mm-hmm.
and removable. Removable was removable partial dentures.
That's in the
That
summer,
was
yeah.
in the summer of third year. That was a bit.
Ah.
Yeah. Now we're about to dive in a little deeper. Have you failed anything in dental school?
Oh wow. Was not expecting that question. Yes, I have. And I think at first it was really hard for me to accept it. A lot of us are very type A students, we're the go-getters, or you're put together in a class with the best of the best. Like you're all the best of the best. So you're all not used to failing. And in dental school, I think almost every single person in my class has failed at something, no matter what it is, an exam, a psychomotor, which is like our hand skill assessments, or at one point. So yeah.
How did you cope with this failure?
So at first it was really, really hard for me to accept. I cried because I'm a crybaby, I know. But then from there, I learned, a good friend actually told me, don't dwell on your successes and that's so wrong. That's so wrong. Don't celebrate your successes and don't dwell on your failures. And, when I heard that advice from a good friend, Dr. Brooks, I kind of really learned how to work with that. And, I realized like, yeah, everyone's gonna have their ups and downs. We're not perfect. So I just channeled that energy into doing better.
And it's actually don't celebrate your successes too much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate at least a bit.
But don't like for like weeks on like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I got 100. It's like party and then fail your next exam,
So we all know dental school can be a bit stressful. So what do you do to cope with the stress of dental school?
I enjoy just hanging out with my friends and family, just like taking actually like just disconnecting from school and just like getting away, working out, traveling. Those are like the main three things I like to do to disconnect.
What are some things you're involved with in dental school right now?
I was fundraising chair for my class, secretary, and then president for Student National Dental Association. I'm involved in volunteer chair for a freedom clinic. It's like an extra outer clinic, as well as just heading and leading other different projects that come about. Like
the Jamaica mission trip.
Yes. Oh, yes. I forgot. I was also the leader of the Jamaica mission trip.
Yeah.
That was fun last year. I went on that. And I'm an AOA admissions ambassador, so for our school. So I work with the admissions office closely on helping recruit students.
Yeah, so pretty much she tries to follow in my footsteps.
I'm sorry, who was president?
What do you love most about dental school?
I absolutely love patient care. The second I got into clinic and started just like seeing everything that I've learned come together, I just like in love with interacting with my patients, treating their patients, just the end results. Like I truly know that I'm in the right field and just being able to treat my patients and completing their cases and just seeing how happy they are.
What do you dislike most about being in dental school?
I think just like a little administrative things, like sometimes in clinic, sometimes things go really slow with having to get multiple checks, things like that, just like little rules and things like that. I mean, overall, my class is amazing. Love them. We work together really well. We're always helping each other out. So I have no, like, my class has just saved my butt numerous times. So, I mean, that's basically.
All right. So before we end this segment, I want to play a game of this or that. So I'm pretty much gonna give you two things, and you're gonna go with the one that you'd rather do.
Okay, I'm very indecisive.
Well, you just pick
Okay,
one.
okay.
All right. Taking impressions or taking X-rays.
Impressions. I suck at X-rays.
Okay. Would you rather do pediatrics or geriatrics?
Oh, geriatrics any day.
No love for the kids.
Love my oldies.
Dental anatomy or gross anatomy?
Dental anatomy, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First year or second year?
Oh. First year. First year. Actually, no. Second year. Second year. I take it back. Second year for sure.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up with this segment, but stay tuned to my next video coming out about what I've been doing so far post dental school. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks for having me. Bye,
This
guys.
is my segment. You're just supposed to just wave at the end.
You guys are really going to look forward to hear what all Dr. Brooks has been doing post dental school. He's a hot shot now.
Oh, never mind.
Sugar daddy. I'm kidding. You can edit that out.
Yeah.
Awkward.
You're not gonna be invited ever again.
You can start it over.
That's okay. Just gather yourself. All right. Ready? Thank you all for joining.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.